Hey there, Taurus. Ashley here. We're going to do your wrap-up reading for January 2022. So this will be for the last week of January. We're going to look at recent past, this week, and then next week. So we're kind of getting a sneak preview of the start of February here. I really like what we're getting here so far. We're going to pull some tarot and then clarify. And while I get these shuffled, quick announcement. Cheroklo Connections just hit its 1-year anniversary. So in celebration, you can find a coupon code down below in the description box for a discounted personal reading if that's something you're interested in. That goes through to the end of January, so hop on that gravy train if that's something you've been wanting to do. Alright, Taurus, got some strong growth energy here. And let's see what's going on. It's interesting, from two different decks, you have a 33 and a 34. So there's progress. There's progress being made here. We have the 3 of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the High Priestess. Strong Pisces shown up here. Queen of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands, and the 6 of Pentacles. 9 of Swords, Knight of Swords, and the King of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Cups, the Chariot, the 9 of Pentacles. Looks like you've been healing after a difficult ending of some kind here in the past. Something that was a very slow death, it feels like. So whatever the situation was, could have been with a Leo. We have a Strength card here, 3 of Swords, Temperance. There's been a lot of focus on healing, but it's been really a slow process here. Knight of Pentacles, 4 of Swords. And I get the sense that for some of you, whatever this was, it was like you slowly pulled your energy back away from this person or this situation to where it like just seemed to disappear. It's not like, it doesn't feel like there was like a final argument or something and then a slamming of the door. It kind of just feels like this. It may have energetically ended a long time ago, and this has just been a very slow process to get out of it. But here we have the 9 of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the 6 of Cups. So I do feel like there could certainly be something, a soulmate coming in here for you. Could be a water sign, Cancer in particular here. We have some Virgo. This could also just be you chasing your dreams from a place of, you know, kind of gotten yourself into a very stable place. So, all right, last week we had the Cancer full moon. So I'm using the Queen of the Moon Oracle for last week, and you get the flower moon blossoming, and it is a number 33. So there's something about you that has shifted and changed, some sort of growth here. Like I really feel like you're stepping into that sort of Nine of Pentacles energy, this independence, this self-sufficient energy. It could be that you are single. But we have the Three of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. I do feel like resources themselves have been kind of a worry here. But it does feel like things are actually working out here in the past. Like, things were slowly building. With this Three of Pentacles, it could have been some sort of new collaboration. Could have been with an earth sign. We have air here as well. But I'm also feeling like you were reviewing your path. You were kind of looking at what you've done, where you want to go. And maybe there being even some confusion over where it's really going, right? So whether this was work or a relationship, it kind of feels like that energy where you get thrown into a pool for the first time and you learn to swim as you go kind of energy. And so it's unknown, uncharted territory, seems like. Let's clarify. Now for some of you, you are interacting with an earth sign here, specifically a Capricorn, but it doesn't have to be. You're definitely stepping into a very solid energy here with kind of like this background noise of, it feels like the ego being uncomfortable, right? Like the worried thoughts and fears kind of coming up and maybe kind of getting away from you a little bit. With the Three of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Sun. So some sort of offer has come in here that perhaps you've waited some time for. Some sort of work opportunity, some sort of collaboration opportunity. Could have been with a Leo. But it's bringing a lot of happiness. I feel like this blossoming is related to it in some ways because there's been this like underlying energy of maybe feeling like you didn't know how things were going to go. And it's like this shows up and it's like this sense of relief. So it feels like you're opening up to the possibilities, like you're opening up to your own potential here. With the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Six of Pentacles. So definitely could have been like a raise. The Death card. With that Six of Pentacles coming in, this could have been a raise. I think finances are starting to feel better here if we're talking about a work situation. For some of you, part of why this has been kind of this like jumping into a pool without knowing how to swim that I was talking about, it could be that you've ended an imbalanced situation with an earth sign, somebody that was maybe even taking advantage of your good nature, but wasn't exactly giving back to a situation. For others, this could also be a Scorpio that has come forward here wanting to kind of rebirth things with you, wanting to balance things out and offer you more here. But I'm also strongly getting like this end of financial strain. Like something happened to kind of ease the burden in the financial arena. With the Nine of Swords, we have the Ace of Pentacles. I do feel like it was based on some kind of offer that came in here. that there's some conflict here about whether or not this is maybe a positive thing. So someone's showing up here. We got a lot of earth going on in this first row. And they're making an offer, wanting to collaborate, wanting to build with you. So whether this is love or work, it's like this happy surprise, this relief here that it's arrived. Like their offer makes you happy. And then we get into our heads about it and we start worrying about, okay, is this going to be good? Am I going to get taken advantage of? I don't want to deal with that anymore. Is this going to help me financially? Is this going to hurt me financially? So it's like we drop into the headspace. And I say drop because it kind of goes negative. So like even when it showed up, it was like a positive offer. And then after a while, you know, we get into our head and we start worrying about it and start feeling conflicted. So I'd be aware of, because it's interesting when we laid out the spread here, all the swords showed up at the bottom. And it's like, it almost feels like this heavier energy that you're having to maybe consciously control. And then what's interesting too is that this week we have the storyteller in the upright. It says, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. To me, this feels like the narrative that you're telling yourself here. We have the Hanged Man, the Five of Wands, the Knight of Swords. I feel like you're starting to see how you might be telling yourself a negative story here. With the Five of Wands and the Knight of Swords, it's like perhaps there's this enlightenment when it comes to the truth of a situation. It feels related to this offer that's come in last week that you started to kind of fret about here. So again, whether this was a love offer or a job, I mean, we did have the Six of Cups and the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. So it very well could be an earth or a fire sign showing up here for you. But it's like you're starting to see how maybe you get carried away with negative thinking. With the Hanged Man, it's like you're taking a moment to really look at this. Like perhaps you're even noticing that at first it felt really good, and then after, the more you thought about it, the more negative it got. You know what I mean? With the Knight of Swords here, though, I feel like you might be seeing the truth. There could be additional communication that comes in as well. Let's see. Hanged Man. Three of Wands. And the Two of Wands. So I do feel like there's this step up here. And again, there's this expansion as we move through the next, 3 weeks here. You're starting to see something here. You've allowed something to take a step forward. But I also feel like consciously you're expanding here. You're blossoming. You're kind of taking this step up in consciousness, and that's helping you to maybe see the ways in which the mind can start to mess up a good thing here. With the Five of Wands, we have the Five of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So right, you're starting to see how maybe just some fears are showing up here, which is what happened last week about this offer. It's like it was a bright and happy offer, and then we thought too much about it. And so I think you're starting to see clearly how fears of rejection, fears of maybe financial instability, fears of competition, you know, just any sort of opposition that could show up as a result of this offer is starting to spin through your head. The Knight of Swords, we have Justice, and the Wheel of Fortune. So somebody here, if this is a love situation, we do have the King and Queen of Swords here. It does look like somebody is reiterating that they want to bring balance to the situation. They've seen the light in some kind of way, and they might even be telling you how their experience of a separation that you've been through has impacted them. And at the same time, you might also be communicating not wanting to get back into the same old routine with this person. There's this fear of getting back on that hamster wheel with them. And I do feel like you're communicating back and forth with one another about that. If this is a career offer showing up here, something that came in and was good and happy, again, this energy of just not wanting to be taken advantage of, I think you're starting to see how there are ways you can kind of nip that in the bud without sort of following your mind into a tornado here. You can communicate, you can set boundaries, you can clearly state your expectations and avoid getting back on this wheel of karma when it comes to career situations where you feel like you put in more than you're rewarded, right? Now next week it gets interesting. We have this Many Paths card. So it's like this opportunity to take an unbeaten path, to take another leap of faith. I do feel like you're kind of being challenged left, right, and center here to step outside the box, to really navigate a new path using your intuition. We have the High Priestess, Six of Pentacles, King of Swords. So you have all this wisdom and you have a strong intuition here. What's interesting is this card talks about, okay, let's take an unbeaten path here. And so it kind of describes looking into the woods, seeing that there's no path, seeing that there's all these branches and weeds and vines and stuff in the way. Whereas if you just step into the woods, you can navigate around and through and over and under things using your own guidance and wisdom here. The thought of diving into it looks worse than if you actually start to just move forward, if that makes sense. So let's see. You might have strong Pisces in your chart. That's showing up here. I wanted to mention that, and Libra as well. With the High Priestess, we have the King of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. So again, your intuition is trying to tell you that this Three of Pentacles fire energy that came in with an offer here, it's like it's trying to guide you to do it, to go for it. With the Six of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, so again, this grief of, or fear or regret of something being imbalanced in the past. Nine of Cups. It's like not wanting to do it for fear of getting your hopes squashed, is what this feels like. like not wanting to put yourself out there, like what if it doesn't work out and then I just get disappointed. The King of Swords, you have the Queen of Pentacles again, and the Four of Swords. So again, this person wants to heal with you. They see you as this Queen of Pentacles that does have resources, that does know how to give to something, that there's something about you that's healing. You might be a healer. And like, I feel like they're looking at you correctly, like knowing that you bring a lot to the table and that they want things to improve with you. At the same time, you know, fears are cropping up here, and I'm not surprised because it looks to me like you're constantly being forced out of your comfort zone here to look at things differently and to take an unbeaten path and to grow, to blossom, open up and really be yourself. And what's interesting is I think this other person or this hiring manager or this workplace or whatever it is for you sees you already blossomed. It's you that needs to see it, if that makes sense. So I feel like they're looking at you clearly. They see what you can bring to the table. They know you have all these gifts and all this wisdom. And I think your fear is showing up very strongly here in your reading. All these cards of Six of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. This and the Justice here. It's like this fear that what you put into it is going to not be reciprocated, and then you'll just be disappointed again. Let me get one more on this High Priestess, King of Wands, Three of Pentacles. The Hermit. Yeah, it's like your inner guidance system. And I do feel like you take a moment to like look within and try and understand what it's telling you. And the Two of Pentacles. It feels to me like needing to trust your own intuition here. And it could be a situation from the past, and that's why it's kind of helping to dredge up even more fear. So if this was someone or something new, it's going to bring up the fears that, you know, you carry within you based on past experience. It's especially going to dredge those up if it's someone from the past that you've already had experience with directly, if that makes sense. So I really feel like it could be either or. So whether this is a love thing or a work thing, it just feels to me like you don't want to be taken advantage of. And I think what's really showing up here strongly in this angle here in particular is that your higher self is really trying to guide you to trust yourself, to exercise your ability to set boundaries, and to communicate your own expectations. Like, you can stand up for yourself here and not end up in an imbalanced give or take situation. You don't have to get that far into it and get to the point of being taken advantage of before you say something or try to correct it or step out or whatever, right? It kind of feels like you're your own boss, you're your own warrior here, and every step of the way you can call the shots. So I like it. It feels like a lot of growth here. And I do feel like there's plenty showing up here talking about money and resources. So I do feel like there's this, you have this ability to negotiate, even if it doesn't feel that way. So you could ask for more. And I think that people, whoever it is that you're dealing with here, sees that you are valuable. So I do feel like you don't have to accept the lowest offer here. I think that they would increase it to your satisfaction, is what I'm trying to say. So I hope that was helpful. Very interesting, Taurus. And I will see you next time. Bye.